Stream starting soon.
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 1.
Hey guys and gals, welcome to the Oxford Holy Club, a place where we ready ourselves to give an answer for the hope that's in us. We will also try to answer your questions, random questions from the interwebs, and have some fun too. So put some seatbelts on your ears because we're in for a wild ride. Well, good evening, Oxford Holy Club. Welcome to episode 116 entitled Chocolates, Aliens, and Huddles. Tonight, a marriage is in dire straits, and it's all about chocolate, and we, the marriage experts, are coming onto the scene to try to help again. Our record's not the best with that, but we're going to try. We are also going to talk about what's been going on over the Labor Day weekend. We're going to revisit an old website that we used to pull some content from. And we're going to share a little bit about the people in our lives that have made a big impact on us. And I do want to give a big shout out to Derwin Clow, who's watching. I saw that you liked the stream. Thanks, Derwin. Nice to see you. Now, Derwin has been around since like the inception of the podcast, back when it was just audio. And I remember getting a message from him about how he listens to us while he's milking the cows. Now, I've got to assume that you're not milking right now. One hand on the phone, the other hand milking. But who knows? Anything's possible now, technology. Do want to make mention, too, we do have a website. If you're interested in finding out anything and everything about us, the Oxford Holy Club podcast, you can just go to oxfordholyclub.com. And from there, you can browse merch, you can find our bios, you can find out the social medias that we're on, and anything else that your heart desires. Well, probably not all of that, but the other thing, too,
I'd be overpromising in that one, but we'll try.
We'll try. Anyway, thank you if you've liked our Facebook page. The reason you want to like our Facebook page is so that you get notified when we go live with any content on it. Do want to make mention that we do put this on YouTube as well. A repeated version of this episode will be there. And wherever podcasts are podcasted and where you listen to them, that's where we are. So how was that for a sentence, folks? If you listen to audio, don't care for our faces, but love our voices, you can listen to us on any of your... Kool-Aid Man on any podcast player of choice. Kelsey, thanks for liking the stream. And the last thing is this. Oh, hi, Mom. The last thing is this, is if you could also click the share button on this Facebook post, then it will go on to your Facebook timeline and your friends will see it. They don't have to watch it, but it helps us reach out further. And if you've been enjoying this, we don't ask you for money. We never ask you for money unless you want to send some. And but my address to send that money is no, not really. You can, but if you would click share, that would be a huge help. We don't want to actually pay for advertisement and stuff like that to make this grow. We enjoy it. But if you could click share, that would be a huge help. We need to rally the community and the club. And if you could do that, Gloria Horning is saying that she loves chocolate. Well, Gloria, you're in for a treat. Maybe. All right. So before we get into that, Andrew, we're going to toss to you, my friend, and the tiebreaker.
Okay. All right, so if you've never been here for a tiebreaker, we are going to pose a problem, a situation, a dilemma, usually between a couple, but it could be between some BFFs or something like that.
Sure.
And we are going to read that, and we are going to break that tie. And we're always really good at this. We all went to school for tiebreakers.
That's our training.
And side note, you can submit your own tiebreaker. You can visit the website oxfordholyclub.com, and right on the front page there you can submit a tiebreaker to us, and we'd love to be able to break that tie for you.
Yep.
So here we go. Jane says, my husband of more than 30 years has placed our marriage in jeopardy. He picks through the large bag of chocolates from Costco to get the ones he wants at that moment. Like most of us, he enjoys all the flavors inside, but he has changeable favorites. This has included, for example, his eating of all the sea salt soiree
Looks like soiree.
in one sitting, leaving none of that flavor for anybody else.
Monster.
Please order him to blindly choose and happily accept any and all flavor grabs at random.
I've put it into chat so that people can see what you were talking about. The sea salt. I pronounce it sea salt Surrey, but
I was thinking soiree as well, but could be Surrey. Also, your wife says we all have back to school haircuts.
And only you went back to school.
And well, actually, it's funny because last night it was 10:30 at night, and I was like, "Oh no, I need a haircut." Because if I don't get one now, I knew I was going to be super late tonight getting home. So I was like, I won't have time. I said, so I yelled at Melissa, like, "Can you cut my hair?" She goes, "Okay." So I got my late night haircut. It was great.
So Jane, does that solve your problems with the 30 years of chocolate issues?
You know, like the specific chocolates.
Just get a haircut. Okay, so here's my question. Like, this is a Costco-sized bag of chocolates. What does that look like? Because Costco doesn't do anything.
It was
like
the
this,
Lindor ones.
like a big old thing of like bridge mix. Just a
bridge mix.
Just a big one.
Potato sack full of chocolate.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't know the type of chocolates other than they get a bag of them from Costco. I got to think that's a lot.
Thoughts.
That's a lot. What's that?
Here's my thoughts.
Are we getting them all like a big thought dump right now, or will you intersperse them?
Here's a thought. Here's a thought. First come, first serve. You want that chocolate, you get in there.
That's a good rule. And I was thinking that myself. I was thinking, listen, it's a mix. She said herself, she likes all the chocolates. If she's so into sea salt soiree, she can get in there early and rescue some, do a tactical, whatever. The problem is he keeps changing what he wants all the time. So I think that's the problem. She doesn't know what to protect. And I was like, oh, it's not so bad if he eats the chocolates. But then I'm thinking, if you've ever been in a situation where you're eating Chicago mix and someone's targeting only one of the things, throwing off the whole mixture. But I think these chocolates are less about the like melange, and they're all about really more about just it's like you don't have to eat them together. It's not like you're eating them both at the same time. So I feel like he's allowed to, and she can get there earlier if she wants to.
Get there earlier before his appointed time.
Sorry, Brad. Go ahead. I've just solved the problem, but go ahead.
Okay, good. Want to give a quick shout out to Christina Downing, who's watching. Hey, Christina, nice to see you. Kelsey, nice to see you as well. Kelsey says, buy one bag for each person. Each person is happy and can eat at their leisure. I don't know, like two big Costco bags.
Well, here's my thought that was similar to that and in some ways better. And let me tell you how. Instead of doing two.
So Kelsey, great job, but not so much. Here comes Lucas.
Two bags of chocolates that probably both weigh as much as a toddler each. Instead, take those bags and at the very beginning, separate them. 2 buckets.
Like Halloween candy.
Oh my word.
But not necessarily like a draw, but maybe just like a blind like shuffle. And then there could be some trading
risky
action. That's fine. But I think that'd be fun. I think that takes it from being a me against you thing to just a fun little chocolate adventure.
Does this not give you
Spice
pause?
the marriage up.
Does this not give you pause for concern that like how or Lucas, you've been married the longest. How long has it been? 13? 14. 13
plus.
And then for us it's been 14. Yeah. And then Andrew, what about you?
8.
Does it not give you pause for concern when you look at a 30-year-old marriage that hangs in the balance based on just chocolate?
It seems, it doesn't surprise me.
See, I feel like when I was younger, I thought that every marriage after like the first like couple of years, you'd have it like perfectly in sync and you'd never fight and it'd be like just beautiful, like a Harlequin novel or whatever. I assume I've never read one. But yeah, some of those things. A mystery murder
novel.
Harlequins are like romances, aren't they? I thought they were like those. Like
I think they're. Let's move on.
Okay.
Great job. I thought.
So
I thought all marriages were an R.L. Stein book. Anyway, whatever.
Spooky. But no, I think split the bag. Do the Solomon. Cut the baby in half. There you go.
Wow. Maybe someone will be like, no, you just take them all.
Just take them all.
They're too precious.
The solution to me is not spending more money. It's just dump out half the bag. Here's your allotment. She keeps half the bag, and you guys just eat it at your leisure, and then if at some point you can come back together. Lucas, Candy, 12 years. We finish each other's sentences. No fighting and share Costco bags of chocolates.
Like, it seems a little extreme to like split the bag, but if this if a 30-year marriage is in the balance,
If it's
split
if it's
the
actually
bag.
causing strife, split the bag. Oh, you could do it fun. You could do it like a draft. Like, all right, I get
Yeah.
to pick mine, then you pick yours, and like that'd be kind of fun, kind of tedious.
No, that's
thing, but it's a
that
cocktail-sized
sounds
bag.
that sounds terrible to me to have
Listen,
everyone's
you just take
hands in the
rest.
bag.
I'm bored of this game.
I do not want to think about eating people's chocolates that they've touched. Do you ever? Never mind.
I assume these are wrapped chocolates.
Yeah, they gotta be wrapped.
I'm picturing Lindor chocolates.
Hold on. You're imagining a big. I am imagining like a bridge
I'm
mixture.
Googling sea
Oh,
salt
like a
sour.
bridge mix. Oh, okay, that does make it a little. See, I was picturing like the Lindor box. Oh, the Lindor box only has 3 flavors: good, dark chocolate, good, and white chocolate. No, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, but hazelnut.
Hey,
Sorry.
Christina is saying in chat that this is a great way to end a crazy day. That's right. End your crazy days
Good.
with us while we solve this marriage.
Speaking
I
of
think
wonderful
it's,
marriages,
the
my wife
chocolate.
passed me a perfectly brewed cup of tea right before I started, and I had just been thinking
Nice.
about how I could really
Yeah, good
go for
save.
one of those. Sorry, Andrew, I interrupted you.
Good save, Lucas.
I've done some research, and it looks like they are like individually wrapped.
Really?
I'm looking. I mean, I just googled sea salt soiree, so it could be another flavor of sea salt soiree.
Now Google Harlequin and let's find out.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
So I guess how we're breaking this tie is so he's not in the wrong at all for just mindlessly, like he knows.
I mean, I feel like as a husband, he's always kind of in the wrong. Like, and to me, like this is
For existing.
he just defaulted. He's a,
just I think it could be better. I think they're both in the wrong. Let's put it that way.
I would agree. I come at this from the side of they're both in the wrong, and I think communication is probably seriously broken down at this point, especially if they're turning to us.
Apparently, Mandy is right into the white chocolate. Is this true?
It is.
Verify.
Yeah, I can confirm Mandy is into the white chocolate. If
There you go.
when Tim's has white
That
chocolate,
sounds really funny to me.
that's what we do. That's what she does. Hey, little life hack here. Next time you go to Tim's and they have white hot chocolate, get yourself a white hot chocolate and is it an apple cinnamon tea bag, and get them to put it in it. It tastes like you're drinking apple pie. It is so stinking good.
How did you even come up with this life hack?
Well, how did the first person realize to cook an egg? Experimentation, I presume.
I was a weird person.
yeah,
Yeah, that thing
no.
that fell to that bird. Gotta eat that.
No,
No, it fell on a hot rock. We all know it fell on a hot
I
rock.
fell into hot rock. No,
was a hot day.
someone told me about it. That's it. I didn't experiment. They told me. I tried it. It was great. All right. So Jane, how Lucas or Andrew? Come on, wrap this up with some kind of concise.
All right, I think we're saying
Order.
You're both wrong, but if you really want to resolve this, split the bag, make it fun, do a little game.
Yep.
All we got for you.
Or stop buying chocolates if it's causing that big of a wedge.
Oh, there's a wow. Save some money.
There you go.
All right. Well, guys, it's been a little while. I mean, it's been a week. And why don't we take a little time and catch up with what's going on? Now, before we share what we're going to talk about, I'm going to do Matt Barber's catch-up on behalf of him. And it's pretty short. It is, and people have noticed, and you may have noticed that Matt hasn't been with us since the summer. And at the beginning of the summer, he went on that long hike, and then we never saw him again. And no, Matt did not perish. He did his hike and all that, but
He joined the hill people.
he joined the hill people. I had a conversation with Matt last week, and we talked through it this summer. Is that he's just finding it hard to find the time to be able to join us. Still enjoys us and you. Nothing ever happened, but Matt needed to take time and step away from the podcast. So Matt Barber, the Oxford Holy Club salute you. Thank you for your service. And this
I
is.
will remember you.
Do, 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 do.
That's all I remember.
What?
You.
Yeah, great.
And
Anyway,
in your honor,
Yes.
we will never do sports and star stuff again.
oh,
Oh wait, no. What's the one he hated? Shoot, no, that's not that one. That was his.
Super fight.
Super fight.
Super fight.
But don't throw that out. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. To honor you, we will never do another barbecue.
Yeah.
There.
You're welcome.
Couldn't compete.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, but thank you, Matt. Really, obviously, we all loved having Matt on the show, and we'll miss you, man. And I know that people will miss you as well. But there. So now people know what's going on with Matt.
A write-in campaign. You could write to him. His address is 423
Here's,
something.
Barber Street.
Moncton.
yeah.
It'll get there.
It'll get there. Lucas, what's been going on with you throughout the last week?
All right, so it's time for the catch-up. I think there's a stinger for that, but let's catch up.
I'm sorry.
guys.
You were supposed to catch up.
I
Not
was
me.
supposed to catch up, but that's all right. A little insider scoop here. I told the guys like 4 hours ago, I was like, I may or may not be able to make it because it's back to school eve, guys. I mean, for you guys, a lot of you folks out there, it probably is back to school day, but I prefer back to school eve. It's all the anticipation, very exciting. So I've been running around all day getting stuff ready. And usually the way it works is I'm the troubleshooter for a lot of people, which is great. It's part of my job. But then all of a sudden it comes to the end of the day, everybody leaves and I realize I haven't done my stuff yet. But I managed to, I'm a pro, I've got my first time around. Yes.
Well,
sir? I'm back.
so I have a question. I recognize that today was a very hectic day and that there's a lot going on. Have to ask, with the last 6 months of there being no school, did you not see this day coming?
That's a great question, Brad. Thank you for asking the question.
Fight.
No, it's all the last minute stuff and getting everybody on Google Classroom and stuff like that. And here's the problem. You'll have someone come up to you and they'll be like, that thing I should have done 6 months ago? I haven't quite done it yet. Yes. Someone just, it's funny at the morning staff meeting, half as a joke, I was like, oh, can everyone turn on all their electronics that they're going to use, turn them on and just try it out. And then a bunch of people are like, oh yeah, I haven't turned that thing on in forever. And then
it's Update City.
Anyway,
everything is Update City.
I've been using it as a coaster. I got
LCD projectors. Yeah, exactly. So there's that. That's been fun. Always exciting. I've been getting used to mask life because having the summer off, I never had to wear a mask unless there's like 2 stores I went to that I had to wear a mask. So I'm getting used to wearing masks, what you guys have done for probably a long time, all you humans out there in the world. But I bought these ones from Hanes, and they're decent. But all I could think of, it's basically you guys just took a bunch of underwear material and made masks out of them. So anyway, I'm getting used to breathing through that all the time.
Remember the song "Wait till we get our Hanes on you"?
Hanes on you.
Who knew that they would start there and work their way up?
But then, okay, so our school bought a bunch of personalized, imprinted masks or whatever, right? Except for, how masks are one size fits all, at least they're supposed to be. Well, I guess not. This mask leaves not enough to the imagination. It's super tight and I can barely get around my ears. My ears like this. And I look over at one of my coworkers. I'm like, I'm monkey earing it right now. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of monkey earing it. So anyway,
Listen.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to sew 2 of them together or something to make.
I feel your pain, man. Tiffany found a person on Facebook making masks, and we talked to them for 3 or 4 days, sizing out my mask and getting it so because my head is so big. Every mask I had on was doing that. So I had this special custom made mask,
bespoke mask.
It fits.
If someone ever takes it, careful, that's prescription. I need it back. Okay, I guess I need a prescription mask for a giant noggin of a head.
On masks, Lucas, I was listening to another podcast and I heard that in the States, Burger King is doing, and this might not be true, but so take it.
Burger King, whatever you're about to say could be true because it's Burger King.
Is that they are going to print out masks that have your order on them. So that you put the mask on. Would it? Because wouldn't you think, do you get the same thing every time from Burger King without fail?
I don't hardly ever go. I only go to Dairy Queen pretty much.
So
I would.
Let's pretend Dairy Queen does it.
More than Dairy Queen?
Yeah, I mean, I would feel kind of weird. It's like when the person at Dairy Queen knew my order, I'm like, it feels kind of cool, but doesn't feel right at the same time. Even though I only go once a week, I do have to say that every single time.
It's a once a week treat.
That's the once a week treat. Last two things quickly. I'm going kind of long, but we did the great candy house purge. We took our children. We dumped them at my parents' house, and we got we didn't purge the children. Well, we did for the weekend, but and then we just went through basically every room in our house, getting all the how kids just accumulate junk like nothing else. And my kids don't play with toys. Basically, they're like, hey, that rock way more interesting than the thing you bought me for Christmas. So anyway, we got rid of a bunch of that. They didn't care. And then finally today, I went out and I had to go rent like some XLR cables for our we have a big like welcome back kind of event tomorrow. Anyway, that she's like, oh yeah, well, I said I only need two things of cables. That's all I need. She's like, well, it's like $2, but there's like a minimum charge of $5. I'm like, that's fine. I go, wait, how much to rent that megaphone? And they're like, it's like $5. I'm like, she's like, and I'll throw in the cords for free. I was like, ring me up a megaphone, please. So I have a megaphone in my office. And I'm going to get in trouble with it at some point. I have it for 3 more days, so we'll see.
I just want you to know, and I don't mean any disrespect, I was very proud of you for saying XLR.
Oh, thank you.
For the cable. I
learned it somewhere, and I use it all the time now. Like I'm a big, like I'm a roadie or something.
Good on you, man.
There you go. So I'll update you guys next week on my megaphone.
What is he saying, Andrew?
He says, I go to BK all the time. I get the same thing. Most staff know my order. I'd only need one mask.
I only need one mask.
That's gross.
That's awesome. No, so I guess Burger King is to Mark as Dairy Queen is to me. So
Okay.
There you go.
So the purge went well. Andrew, how about you, my man?
Oh, things are good. I mean, I'm mid vacation now. Finished 2 weeks on the last 2 weeks now. So having fun with the family. Just a lot of just going to parks and hanging out and stuff. But this weekend we went apple picking. Ooh. And I will say I enjoy spending time with my family.
Okay, good preface.
But I do not enjoy apple picking.
Thank you. But Andy, you still here?
Apple picking is so funny because literally apple picking is 5 minutes. Do you know how long it takes to fill a bucket of apples? 5 minutes.
Surprisingly not long.
But when you bring your kids and when you bring the whole family, how long does it take you? How long were you there?
We were literally there maybe 20 minutes, and that's because we picked some pears as well. We mixed it up.
Oh, pears.
And we just kind of like meandered around a little bit. And we drove an hour and 10 minutes.
There it is.
To get to the apple.
Are there no close for apples?
I don't know,
at Superstore. They are super close.
But I just really want to say I did have fun with my family, and we went. It's like on the way to back roads to Oromocto. So Oromocto was like the closest place to eat. So we went to Cheese Curds. Have you ever been to Cheese Curds, Lucas?
Didn't know it was a restaurant. I thought it was just a food. Go on.
Okay, yes, I will go on. In Oromocto, there's a place called Cheese Curds.
Sounds healthy.
And it's also Habaneros, which is a taco place. They're literally in the same building. Oh no, Lucas.
Yeah,
you're froze.
you said Cheese Curds, and he just perma smile.
He's gone. Are you still there? Oh no,
Lucas. Okay, tell me about it.
Okay,
what's Cheese Curds and this habanero?
It was
thing?
Just really, really good burgers. They're like supposed to be gourmet burgers, which I don't really know what makes it a gourmet. My burger had this hunk of like it looked like a fish stick shaped triangle.
Yep.
But it was fried cheese on top. It was so good. I would highly recommend it. Only go once though, because it was like super expensive, but it was delicious. And that was the highlight of the trip. And lastly, I'm going on a diet.
Let me tell you about my fried cheese infused burger.
Yeah.
And then
I'm almost back to where I was when we started Pounds of Peppers. Not quite, but almost there. And so, Brad, you've inspired me, and Tiffany's been wanting us to like do something. So we're doing like a diet bet with some family members because money motivates me. Yeah. So today was day one. It was good. It was successful so far.
What's your strategy? What's your strat?
My main strategy is always food, or lack of eating food. and then I'm going to hopefully start running, but I'm kind of working my way there because I'm genuinely concerned about what will happen if I just started to run. So probably going to do like a couch to 5K. That's usually I've been successful doing that a couple times.
Yeah, I remember you doing that. Are you doing any so with the diet? Is it specific foods or specific times of eating, or
it's just after supper don't eat and just no junk really.
Yep.
So we try and keep.
I've been doing I've just started doing that too.
What? Just right now?
Yeah, Andrew, you've inspired me.
As of now, except
Anyway,
you saw me eat a cookie at the start of this video.
Yeah.
But that's my plan.
Wasn't that 2 cookies?
So the goal is for this month to lose 4% of body fat, which is 10 pounds. And honestly, I'll probably lose that in water weight in the first week. So because I've done it before.
Do you want to?
Anyways, that's where I'm at.
Okay, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do we want to bring Pounds or Peppers back?
No.
Okay. Man, I would love for us to have something that there's a punishment on camera or something like that, because that was, I know it sucked, but that was fun.
How about if you don't show up, you cancel 4 hours before the show. You have to eat a pepper.
Yeah.
Lucas, are you with us, buddy?
You're really cutting in and out, Lucas.
Yeah. Well, let me
tell me about your week, Brad.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot. Our week was pretty normal, and what did we do? We went out and got some back to school shopping done. Well, sorry, Mandy has done all the back to school shopping, so I don't even pretend like I had anything to do with it. Mandy got it all done, got all the kids back to school stuff and the clothes and all that. I did take Harmony out to go get an outfit. And while we were at the store, a friend called inviting her to go camping, but we had to leave the store immediately if she was going to have. So,
we're outside. We will slow down. You jump in.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, everybody, that you're probably seeing what I'm doing on the screen right now, but I am bringing Lucas back in. He jumped out and he's connecting audio. Anyway, so I did that with Harmony, and so basically, because Harmony is in this stage right now where she sees what people are, like, you know what a crop top is? You have 2 boys, so it won't matter to you. But Lucas,
it's like
it shouldn't matter to you. It's like a sleeve.
Sleeve of fabric.
It's like a sleeve of fabric that you put on over here.
It's a sock with the bottom cut off.
And like she likes taking the bottoms of her shirts and bringing them up and then tying them with a scrunchie and stuff like this. And so the last thing that Mandy said when we left, when it was like no crop tops, and make sure that the shirts cover her, and so I was stressed because
you didn't say all crop tops.
No. Anyway, and then it's like I'm talking with Harmony about it, and I said, Harmony, you can't get a shirt that's too short. She's like, well, I'll just get pants that go higher, and I'm like, okay, that makes no sense. Harmony, listen to me. Are you always going to wear this one shirt with this one pair of pants now until eternity? No. Well, then you need t-shirts. You need things that you can mix and match. Anyway, but it all was a moot point because we ran out of that mall so fast to get her to her friend to go camping. It was great. And then
crisis averted.
Crisis averted. We were going to go up to our camper, but with school kind of like Mandy was back. She's an EA, so she was already back a little bit last week and then was coming back this. We just kind of wanted to be able to have some downtime just around home and stay kind of close. And so we went up to just past Brackley Beach, Cove Head Beach or Cove Head Harbor, which is just basically, it's a harbor. It's not very big, and there's little stores there, but you can jump off the harbor into the water. And so that's what they did. Harmony brought a friend, and Harmony and her friend Jaden, the 3 of them just kept jumping off the harbor forever. And then there was just one moment where they were jumping off the harbor and Jaden was getting ready to jump, and this fisherman was in his fishing boat, and he had a few kids on and one other adult, and he started to, I said, Jaden, wait for this boat to pass by. And then the boat backs up, and then he starts coming forward, and then all of a sudden he like angles in right towards Jaden, and he couldn't hit Jaden because Jaden's up on the dock on the piece of wood that would keep, like where you'd park your car or something like that. But he's coming right up to him, and he comes right up to him, and he goes, what did he say? How did he word it? Hey, little man, you want to come on the fishing boat and go for a ride? And then he goes, you want to send him? And he wasn't talking to me. So I'm like, who are you talking to? And are you talking to me and my son? And I'm like, no, I'm not sending can I send him? He'd have fun. No, I can't send him. Anyway, I look behind me and there's another dad and a kid who know the fisherman. And he's like, no. But it was funny because the dad and the mom in this moment had this tie-breaking moment where they both looked at each other and the dad was like, yeah, she goes, no. And he goes, no.
And so funny if you're like, yeah, take him, have fun, Jaden. Get going, Jaden.
Yeah. Oh, Jaden, he was talking to you. Jump on. And then the boat, and then like the fisherman didn't move. He just like put the boat into reverse and slowly was like,
oh, nice effect there.
Maintaining eye contact.
Yeah, maintaining eye contact. Anyway, Mandy, I never told you because it really didn't have anything to do with us. I thought someone was talking to Jaden and they were talking past him. It was just, some bad echolocate or bad.
I've never seen a province more into jumping off bridges than PEI. Like you guys, I feel like every bridge I drive past there's just a bunch of kids. I guess bad internet, must be the cause of it. Like, it's like, well, don't have Wi-Fi, so I might as well go jump off some bridges for something to do. I don't know.
No, man, we live. Andrew, to your burger thing, I did want to tell you. Do you know what Burger Love is? Have you heard of that? It is an island-wide burger competition, and so all the restaurants around here compete to have the best burger, and so they do it. They make a unique, specific burger. And so when you go to a restaurant, you would ask for the Burger Love burger, and whoever wins gets to keep that burger on their menu, and the rest have to get rid of theirs. So you,
why would you just put it on and not?
What's that? Sorry.
Just not compete and put your new fancy burger on your menu.
Well, there's so much publicity and everything that goes with it for all these stores, and so like the normal store, some of the fast food places I think compete, but then there's like the mom and pop spots that they compete, and so it's
McDonald's loses the Big Mac for a year because they lose.
We're putting up the Big Mac. No, they got to come up with something better than that. That's hilarious, though, Lucas. Nice job. Anyway, you want to get some burgers, come on over to the island because it's happening right now. I haven't got any, but
I think there's something like that in St. John.
A
McDonald's?
I think something like that in every city, but they've
Fine.
got a whole province doing it. So.
Steal my thunder. That's great.
But I've never heard of the whole, like, if you lose, you must never speak of that burger again.
You must shut down your restaurant.
Thank you, Kelsey. That's right. It started off as a way to support local meat farmers. That's right. And listen, for those, if Christina is saying the one at Hunter's is delicious. If I have miscommunicated about the rules, someone clear it up in chat. The last thing I want to do is mislead people. Or there's some poor restaurant owner going, "What? We can't keep this on the menu?"
Some guy on some weird show.
Some guy. There's rules anyway. That's what's been going on. And so that's what we did for our Labor Day, and then yesterday we just we hung around the house. Jumped off the bridgey things and
cool.
Yeah, it was a great time. All right, guys, instead of doing a smorp tonight, we're going to do something different that we've called the Holy Huddle. There's no music, stinger, none of that stuff. It's just a picture. And
if there's a stinger, it should just be an organ, like something. But anyway, sorry, I shouldn't backseat choreograph.
No, okay, some kind of organ thing. We'll get that. And basically what this segment is just we always want to maintain the conversation of faith, Christianity, and because that's the purpose of this. It's all fun. There's lots of fun and games and all that, but again, we have a purpose for why we're doing this that goes beyond that, and we want to be able to encourage one another and anyone that's watching. Not because we're certainly not experts, but we want to be able to have communication, conversation about our faith, and we want to grow and be stronger in our faith. That's at the core of what this is about. So the Holy Huddle is really just, and it was called that because we're going to get together, we're going to talk. And the question before us is, gentlemen, Who was one person? Why don't I just copy it into chat too? So if you're listening or watching, sorry, right now, or if you're listening later, let us know.
Oh, so your person was.
Yeah, let us know who your person was. But the question is, who was one person that made an impact on you in your understanding of what it means to be a Christian? And maybe give a little explanation to that. So who made an impact on you in terms of understanding Christianity? Making it interesting or whatever. You take it.
I have one, and when I say it, I don't want it to take away from like my parents and my pastors and all those people who've definitely poured into my life. But
Andrew, it's you.
This is the one that popped into my head first, and it's John Avery Whitaker. Do you know who that is?
Old JAW?
Yeah, John Avery Whitaker is the proprietor of Wits End, and he owns a small business, and he's always kind of sharing the gospel with young children and everybody in town, really. And he's always a wise gentleman. Now,
hold
he
on,
is fictional.
I was gonna say, is
fictional.
that not in like a in? Hold on, don't say it.
Come on.
You're gonna lose your salvation.
You
if
have to
don't know
leave the
name of this.
podcast if you can't get
Yeah.
this.
Oh my word.
Adventures
Quick,
in
if you can
Odyssey.
say it in chat faster than Brad. You take his place.
Adventures in Odyssey. Well, that will answer Scotty's question earlier if there's a spot available.
That's right. Yes, Adventures in Odyssey. I grew up listening to Adventures in Odyssey as a kid. My parents were like, "Listen, this is
we're not going to
expensive
tell you so here
for us to buy, but we think it's important." And they bought like cassettes. Like Adventures in Odyssey, if you're near Christian radio, there's you can usually hear it. But we didn't have Christian radio, so my parents like made the financial like sacrifice to buy
Took out
these.
a loan.
Yeah, took out a loan. Yeah, I couldn't go to university, but boy, man, those Odysseys. Anyway, it looked like an old VHS case, and it would have 6 cassettes in it. And me and Jonah my brother listened to those all the time. And it just, and again, I don't want to like take away from my parents because it's not like it sounds a little sad in some ways.
I mean,
but
they
like,
bought
no,
them. So.
that was no.
they
But,
did the heavy lifting on that.
no,
one.
he's
But
not
just-
wrong. He's not wrong. That they invested in you, so this is good. This is
Yeah, they get the credit. But it's growing up. It's funny because I just enjoyed the stories and all that stuff. But I've in my adult years, I've often thought about, like, oh yeah, like I would think of Adventures in Odyssey, and it's funny because every now and then a lot of Christians who were like raised Christian, like when they're young, are familiar with Adventures in Odyssey. But like every now and then you'll come across someone who knows all the stuff, right? And I remember I threw some inside joke about Connie Kendall into something I was doing at school, and no one got it except for one guy who super got it and super appreciated it. But anyhow,
that makes it worth it.
yeah. So John Avery Whitaker and the whole gang at Wits End, Connie, Eugene, Melsner, the works, everybody at Regis Blackheart, not that guy. So
That guy's the
Throwing
worst.
out those names.
there you go.
Wow, name dropping.
Mm.
Yeah, I got nothing.
You're like McGee and Me, maybe?
No, yeah, I watched McGee and Me a little bit. The only
Last Chance Detectives.
Oh, those are good.
yeah, no, was never no. Anyway, well, that's cool, Lucas. What did Mr. Whitaker teach you?
I think it was just the way he responded to every situation. Like it was, I mean, he's like the father figure. He's probably like a stand-in for God, essentially. Like, cause he's always like, he always has the right answer. He never really does the wrong thing. Like all that sort of stuff. And just, he has a good way of like, and he's a teacher in a lot of ways too. Actually, I think he was actually a teacher in the fictional universe, but he's really good at teaching people stuff. Like he'd always, instead of just giving them the answer, he kind of let them figure it out themselves and all that stuff. And no, anybody, if you have small kids, I highly recommend that you get them some Adventures in Odyssey. You will get sick of hearing some of the stories over and over and over in the car, but it's a great way. It's a great entertainment in a vehicle. And I get a lot of you fat cats have DVD players in your vehicles these days, but still the audio drama is excellent. And you can OA Adventure Club, $10 a month, or you can get like a month free trial or whatever. It's great for summer vacation when you're traveling a bunch, and there's just great stories, and they're funny and they're interesting. And it's one of those ones where it's like, it's good for the kids, but entertaining enough for the parents. So just throw it out there.
You
Adventures in
recently bought stock in Adventures in Odyssey?
Yeah, I'm a shareholder in Focus on the Family.
Yeah, seriously.
Me and Dr. Dobson, like this.
Focus on the Family also did the Chronicles of Narnia. They did a dramatic reading of that, and that was my jam for a very long time.
I remember you listening to that
in my 20s
in your 20s. Yes.
and my 30s.
I am very disappointed. I thought we were going to get more love on social media from Adventures in Odyssey, but crickets out there. It's all right. I'll be praying for all you guys.
Yeah, for me, if it's okay, Andrew, do you mind if I go?
I don't mind.
Okay, good. For me, when I put the question, you okay, Lucas? You all right there, bud?
Sorry, I had to blow a bug away.
Okay.
His hands are tied up.
Sorry, I thought that'd be better. Sorry, this is not a jokey joke time. So go ahead.
No. This is different than what we normally do. For me, and he was one of my pastors, and I've probably shared it before, but Mark Collins, who's actually been on this show, but not since we did video. Mark was my pastor in O'Leary when I was, from 11 to 18. Or 12 to 19, but anyway, like a 9-year period. But he was the pastor, but he also did the youth ministry. And what stood out to me about Mark was that he was, and I don't know how else to say this, so it's going to come off maybe not so deep and pretty shallow. Mark showed me that you can be cool and a normal person and be a Christian. That you didn't need to be like all prim and proper. That you couldn't have fun. Like
a weirdo,
right? No, but in all seriousness, that you didn't have to be a weirdo, and he would, he would hang out with all of us and talk with us and teach us stuff. But I've never forgotten. Was always impressed with just how, like, I always thought Mark's a normal guy that loves Jesus and cares that we know about who Jesus is, and that made a big impact for me. Now, Mark and I have a long history, and you all know that. We've worked together in the future and all that kind of stuff. But I remember that very specifically. So that would be one person that's made an impact on what it means. And the cool thing is he made an impact on me as a teenager. But then there have been different times in my journey where Mark and I have been, reunited, so to speak. And that's just continued. He's continued to make an impact. Mark taught me that it was cool to be a Christian, that you could be cool and a normal person. And he taught me what it means, who the Holy Spirit is, which might sound crazy. And there's a whole lot more to unpack there, but I'm not going to right now. What it means to know the Holy Spirit and the Holy Spirit's role in our life. And Mark was instrumental in Mandy's and my healing, coming out of, nothing with our marriage, but coming out of a pretty negative situation, which I'll not get into. But Mark was instrumental in giving us the space and the counseling to heal. So super instrumental.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. And Mr. Whitaker, him too.
Yeah, it seems he's to both of those.
Right. We'll just keep adding.
Yeah. For me, and I don't want to morph this question too much, so I'll try not to, but it would be my experience at camp with the directors, Terry and Rachel. They were actually initially my youth leaders at church, but going to camp and working with them and being around them for a significant amount of time, like, they just taught me a lot of really foundational stuff, like really simple, straightforward stuff. Like, you need to read your Bible every day, and hey, it's good to memorize some scripture, and different, just the basics of what it is to be a Christian. Like, I got that from them. And just that experience of being there in that environment and being able to just have them kind of pour into you over an extended period of time. And I remember, like, I actually do remember, like, the moment where like Rachel said, "Hey, did you do your devotions today?" And me thinking, like, what are devotions? Like, and stuff like that. So I am so grateful for that. And just, the simple basics of what it means to be a Christian in terms of, like, building that personal relationship and working, on that relationship with God. And so that's big for me.
It might be not, again, I cannot stress this enough, that we are not experts. If you're a follower of Jesus, we are all on the same level here. Now, some of us are further along in our walk, in our experience and knowing him, and some of us are not. But it might be interesting for us over time because I think we've shared this in the past, but we've got totally different listenership here. It might be interesting to get some pointed questions for us to kind of explain our journey and some of the things that we've learned, maybe dealt with, just so people get to know who we are a little bit more. Like I'm workshopping something here live, but like we do the jokes and we have a lot of fun with that, and we can do the smorp. But there might be something good about us sharing why we think the way we do and what we've experienced to bring us to this point and all that. So maybe that would be something worth doing. Christina is in chat saying here, and I hope you don't mind if I read it. I want to read some of this type of stuff so that the people that listen just with audio, they'll get to hear it, because otherwise they'd never know. Christina says, for me, it was all the leaders of Teens and O'Leary. They each impacted my life in different ways. Honestly, the whole group literally saved my life from a dark path I was on at the time. God bless each and every one of them. Christina, I don't think that you've missed anyone. I was just wondering if you maybe had Jody around at that time, but I don't think you missed anybody. Anyway. Well, there, guys. I mean, that was just one person. I think we could wax eloquent and be on here quite some time talking about the different people that have,
even non-fictional people for some of us. Yeah.
Maybe your parents. Hard to know. No, definitely your parents. All right, so that was our Holy Huddle, guys. We're gonna go back in time and do something that we haven't done for a very long time, and that is I took a deep dive on the Yahoo Answers website, because why not? I said to the guys earlier that I was listening to a different podcast, and they were answering some just dumb questions from Yahoo, and we used to do a little bit of this, and I thought, man, I haven't done one of these in so long. It'd be fun just to see if there's anything there. And after you spend an hour sifting through the garbage, you find one nugget. And if this doesn't get a chuckle from someone, if we don't get a single laugh, we're never going back to this well. Anyway, so someone posted this on Yahoo Answers. I did give a response, someone's response. So if we are terrible at this, we can always read what someone else wrote. Anyway, so they didn't give their name. Anonymous. I'm going to call them Mr. Whitaker. Says, how do I get abducted by aliens? There are many, many, many stories of people abducted by UFOs. I really, really wish I can go to another galaxy far from this crazy world.
All right.
Maybe the world will be a little less crazy if you do go.
Exactly. Yeah. How do I get abducted by aliens? It's I don't know what you guys think. It always seems to me that it's always people that aren't expecting it, right? It seems like,
Yeah.
Well, you definitely
Like a
have to
watch
be
pot never
in
boils.
a small town.
that's what I was thinking.
You can't be,
Yeah. On the outskirts of the small
Yep.
town.
Gotta be out in the dark, kind of walking down a road.
maybe already slightly crazy so people don't believe.
Yep. I was going to say, you have to already be on the fringes of society.
Okay, so what's a good way for you to get crazy? What was it that made the Mad Hatter mad? Was it mercury poisoning?
It was.
So start.
Or lead. No mercury.
I think
Yeah,
it was mercury. So now mercury. Okay, we can come up with a plan. Mercury, is that not the liquid that's in thermometers?
Not anymore, because when my daughter bit the head off a thermometer a few weeks ago, we had to Google that, and it turns out it's just alcohol now. And it turns out you could also eat a little bit of mercury. It's not the end of the world. But if you have a lot, you go a little nuts.
Okay, so find some old school.
You bit the head off.
Sorry, Bear, delete on that one.
Find some old school thermometers that have mercury, and just really work that right into the system. And
Or
that
thermostats, old thermostats.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You get your hands on some mercury. That's really going
You
to
know, like get it right into the eyes.
that'll set the mental state with which you need to be in.
Start learning like crop circles, and then you can make your own to try and communicate with the aliens.
Get a board actually don't even get a board. Just take a wall in your house, find newspaper clippings of UFOs, and then put strings between them, and then like question marks and like pen on the wall, and like how does it all connect?
You need lots of tin foil.
Yes.
Tin foil's good.
Don't put it on your head. The last place that you want to put a tinfoil hat on is your head. You don't want anything blocking. The other thing you could think about doing is getting strings of Christmas lights and hanging them in that same room with that wall, and then put letters for each of the alphabet, and just wait.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
The upside down.
They will communicate through those lights. That's how they do it. Do you ever notice when your light bulbs flicker? If you had more than one, you figure out what that message is. Right?
Nice.
I like it.
So it seems to me that this person needs to, first thing is get crazy, move. So take out a loan, get a house in the outskirts.
Yeah. Invest in Mercury.
Is there a sense that they need to just kind of, like you said, Lucas, a watch pot never boils? So do you just then go about farming?
You definitely need to be farming. Yep, that helps.
It seems like animals need to be in the equation, do they not?
Sometimes.
Like animals are like a gateway abduction,
right?
Before they get to the people.
That's right. Testing the waters, dipping their toe in the pool.
Don't surround yourself with more people. That'll scare the aliens. So it's just you need to live a life of solitude, just you and the animals, and your thermos of mercury.
Here's my final thought on this. Now, it doesn't mean we have to be done, but here's my final thought.
You're done.
You need to be less concerned about the how of getting kidnapped. You need to put some thought into the why you want to be kidnapped.
Why
I think that's really the question you need to be asking. Well,
why should they abduct you?
What makes you so special to get a pass on this world?
That wasn't really where I was going, but yeah, that too.
We're all suffering from the COVID. Why is it you? Lucas, to answer your question, they want to go to another galaxy far from this crazy world. I think it's funny that they can't find another world in this galaxy. It's got to be a different one. This whole galaxy is a write-off because of Earth. Sorry.
And really, the problem is you can't guarantee you're going to get a faraway galaxy abduction. A lot of it's catch and release, right?
Sure.
Take you up, probe, send you back. Like that's kind of the idea, right? So
bring currency. You don't know
you're not going to get one of those ones.
Maybe you can pay for some transportation.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Okay. Well, how did it happen to Quinn in that Marvel movie there?
Oh, he just walked outside and the smugglers picked him up because his dad paid for them.
Right.
To get him.
All right.
If you have an alien dad, that helps.
You got to
planet,
or just get your current dad to get some smugglers. Find some aliens.
Space smugglers. They have to be space smugglers.
That's right.
This is
Can't stress that enough.
This is so dumb.
All right.
The anonymous user that responds says, "I don't know. Try going into a field at night, and in the movies where they abduct cows. Well, maybe you could just wait in a field for that to happen. Then at the last second, jump on the cow's back. You know the rest." Hey, Derwin, are you still there? I know that you've got cows. Can you confirm or deny that cows are a prime target for the aliens?
I would think they would be.
What is it? What for some reason? Just okay. Well, good enough. Steakums. Well, guys, look, that was an episode. We did it. Another one.
We did.
All right. Well, Lucas, while we wait to see if Derwin's going to give us the all clear, why don't you start stepping us out of this episode?
All right, folks. So you can follow our podcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the best social medias at Oxford Holy Club. If you're using social media, throw up the hashtag OH Club. Be part of that conversation. And we would love a 5-star rating on iTunes. And if you leave us a 5-star rating without swears in it, we'll even read it on the air.
What a caveat. Not only that, but you can send your questions to us at oxfordholyclub.com. That includes tiebreakers, or just if you have spiritual questions, things like that. We'll do our best to answer those. You can browse our merch on there and much more.
Yeah, and we don't pay to advertise. So if you would click that share button and help us advertise, that would be a huge, huge help. Guys, it's been a great time. Enjoyed this with you, and thank you, those that have been watching. As we say here, until next time, keep spiritually fit and have fun.
And have fun.